Last time out, we lost both games in the episode. Can we get back on track? Let's go and find out. Hello and welcome to episode number 52 of Going Dutch, as we try and turn around a Dutch side that's been relegated from the Eredivisie, in this case Waalwijk, return them to the top flight and leave them as an established side. And this is our journey. My name's Mark, and on today's episode we have for you, as usual, two games. First episode of the new year, of course, and we start with the second leg of the Conference League quarter-final. Was it 4 or 5 goals behind at this stage, with still a game to go in the Conference League? Not going to get any further than the quarter-final this year unless something miraculous happens. But stranger things have happened. But we are at the manor makers for that one. It's either going to get a bigger scoreline against us, or we might get back into it and reduce the deficit on aggregate. Would be very, very nice. And then we will be playing Excelsior in the Eredivisie, match day 31. 4 games left in the season, and it's match day 31. And it will probably decide what we're going to do for the next episode, because obviously with 3 games left, it will really decide whether we do a game offline and then come back for the final 2 games of the season, as we look to try and secure a European place for next season. Don't forget, if you do enjoy today's episode, or you enjoyed the series to date, leave me that big thumbs up, subscribe, hit the notification button, or leave me a comment. Let me know what you think of the series so far, and you can follow everything that's going on the channel simply by following me on X at JustOffsideFM. Right, let's get on and get into it. Nothing's happened since you were last with us. Of course, that episode at 8-3, it was 5-goal deficit. 8-3 loss against Lille in the first leg of the Conference League. Ross Stewart with 2 goals, Terry Latonda with the other. It looked quite good when Ross Stewart got the first one on 16 and sort of levelled things up, and thought we might be in with a bit of a game or bit of a chance, but that soon evaporated rapidly. And then, of course, we went on to lose a bit of a European hangover against Kerkrade. We don't want any European hangovers today. Please, against Excelsior, we need to beat them in order to keep our hopes alive at the top of the Eredivisie, because of that loss in the last one, the gap has been closed. And as I said at the end of the last episode, really only got to worry about PSV and FC Utrecht. They're the 2 teams that can bypass us. I don't think 20 can do it. 12 points are left available, of course, for 12 points. So the best they can get is 61. They can still catch us, but I think we need to just be concentrating on doing better than these 2 as it currently stands. PSV and Utrecht, of course. Groningen already relegated. Right, we're not going to mess about anymore. We're going to check the medical centre, because a couple of injuries have happened. Beaton is out. He couldn't play today anyway because he's unregistered. So is Elatim. But they are both out. Beaton out for 3 days. Elatim is out for 8 days to 3 weeks. He's picked up a hamstring, and Beaton picked up a twisted knee. As I say, neither of them could play today, but does affect us for the game in the Eredivisie, of course. Right, LOSC Lille, it is second leg. And, of course, that 8-3 loss, we want to try and do better than that today, if we can. Let's go and have a look at the side that will face Lille. And here is the side that faces Lille in this second leg of the Conference League. And Vassen is in goal today. Setford having a poor 2 games in the last 2 games. Van der Beek, Martins Indy and Lemuri are defensive line. Drambev and whoever are the wide defensive players. Albeit, Lavelle did play very well in that last game, and I am tempted. In fact, let's do it. Lavelle as the wing back then. Whoever can have a bit of a drop out. He's not been playing particularly well of late. Latonda is on the left. Stanovic, who came on and had a good game. In fact, Leveld and Stanovic both stood out at the end of that last game against Roda Kerkrade. So they are on the right today. Romney is in behind Stewart up front. And then on the bench, it's Setford, Congolo, whoever, Toure, Rekic, Peter, Shrivers, Atesta, Hansen, Cares, Simmons, and Duran. And here we are back at the Mandermakers for this second leg of the Conference League quarter-final. And we're going out, that's for sure. Unless something miraculous happens. They are playing a 4-2-3-1 today. David leading the attack. Gomez on the right. On the left. Zarov on the right. The two players that caused us all sorts of problems last time out. 8-3 on aggregate. The deficit. They're playing in their red and black shorts again today. First highlight comes just second minute. David, it's a corner that they did in the first leg, but this time it didn't quite come off. But Kaki is still with the ball, pulls it back, it's into the area, it's bobbling around there, and they've scored again. Jonathan David, a question whether he was offside. And we're either 9-3 down or 9-3 down, because it's showing us the highlight. He's onside. And we'll see the lines. Oh, there's not much in it. Oh, it's questionable. I think he was offside. 8 minutes in, nearly 9 minutes, and we have a free kick. Martin Zindi comes forward. Martin Zindi through to Latonda. Back to Martin Zindi. Latonda, who's playing as an attacking wide player today. We've lost the ball. Try to get it over the top, and didn't happen. Gomez now is going on a run into the area, pulls it back, and they've scored a second. And it's 10-3 on aggregate. And well, oh dear, the quicker this game's over, the better, I think. Gomez, one of the players that did us damage last time. Vasson, no better than Setford, really. 34 minutes on the clock, and they have a goal kick. Can't even cut those balls out. Oh, Varro should have got a foot in there. It's gone out to Zagrova, who's a danger man, to say the least. Vasson getting rid of that ball. Finds Romney. Romney to Latonda. Latonda comes forward. He's still got the ball. Latonda. Romney steps over it. Stanovic. Leveld. Varro. It's a bit more like it, but it's not good enough. Lemure. It's gone back to Martin Zindi. All the way back to Setford. Van der Beek. Van der Beek out to Drambev. Drambev. Still got the ball. Finds Latonda. Latonda has a shot, and it was way off target. We have a corner. Varro with the corner. Swung in. It's headed clear. Van der Beek tidies up. Varro. Lemure. Back to Varro. Varro. What's he going to do? He can't go that way. Lemure. Varro. Varro pulls it back, and that's where they're winning those half balls. And Zagova comes forward. Surely David was offside. He's hit the post anyway. He was offside. And half-time has arrived. No more highlights. They've had 5 shots, 2 of which have been on target. Both goals, 0.65 and 46% of the possession. We've had 4 shots, not yet hit the target, 0.20 and 54% of the possession. We have a corner early in the second half. Stewart's put it away and got one back. He's 21st of the season. 2-1 on the night, and it'd be good to get a win on the night, wouldn't it? 10-4 on aggregate, and it was a good corner. For once, we scored from a corner. They have a corner now, Gomez, and it's that one again. And that one again, they've scored. We let them do it over and over again. Somebody needs to mark David on the edge of the area there. And it's 11-4 on aggregate. That lead, short-lived. 3-1 on the night. And Vasson couldn't reach it. 58 minutes on the clock. Gomez with a free kick. And 70 minutes on the clock. Just thinking about doing some changes. Drambev with a throw in. Varro comes forward. Romney. Stewart tries to take a shot and it's blocked, but it's cut out by Varro. Stanovic through to Stewart. Stewart misses the target. It's well cut out by Varro. Stanovic getting it through. I think Stewart stayed onside. And with 71 minutes on the clock, making 4 changes at this junction time. Julian Leveld is off. Whoever comes on for him. We've also, so we're changing down this right side again. Jur Shrivers comes on for Filip Stanovic, who's not having a good day out there. And then we have also replaced Patrick Varro with a tester. And our final change is Thierry Latonda comes off. And we replace him with Emil Hansen. They have a free kick, 72 on the clock. Hamada comes forward, lean. It's cut out by Romney. And Shrivers will come back and tidy up. Shrivers comes forward, new legs. Romney, and he's been dispossessed easily, which is always a bit of a worry. But Shrivers getting his... Shrivers has come on and he's got it about him today. Shrivers through to whoever, linking up on that right side, puts it into space, and Emil Hansen questioned whether he was offside or not. And VAR will look at it. It's been given, and we've got another goal back. And as I said, it'd be quite nice to get a result on the night if we can. He was onside, Hansen. See the lines now. Hansen late to the party. He's well onside. Busan. 77 minutes on the clock. Launches a long one. And Martins Indy under that one. Hansen not winning that ball. Almost like he didn't want to. And David's in again. Puts it wide though this time. It's gone for a corner. See Vasson making the save. Zaragoza. Deep one, back post. It's headed away by Stewart. And it's cleared. Very quick on the counter-attack. Over the top, into the path of David. And Vass sticking her leg out. We have a free kick. 79 minutes on the clock. A tester with this free kick. What's he going to do? Sweeps it in. Back post. It's over the top, though. Busan with a goal kick. 86 minutes on the clock. Amada comes forward. And, they're dangerous, aren't they, going forward? And, who's that? Made a mistake there. And he's put it wide. We'll see who makes the mistake as this ball comes in. There. Who is that? I want to know. And it's not telling me. Why is it not telling me? Van der Beek. Big mistake. And with 87, nearly 88 minutes on the clock, we are making one final change. And we've brought Martin Cares on to replace Ollie Romney. And it's all over. And we've given ourselves a little bit more sort of in this game. We still lost it 3-2, but overall 11-5 on aggregate. and a disappointing night again at the office. But just a little bit more hope in the fact that we played a little bit better. 17 shots, 7 of which were on target, 2.27. Possibly should have had at least another goal. 51% of the possession. They had 12 shots, 6 on target, 1.53, 49% of the possession. You could argue that they didn't need to turn it on too much, but put on a bit of a show as it is. Gomez picking up a player of the match. A good game from Vero. Ollie Romney before we took him off. Ross Stewart. Whoever played well when he came on. Why can't he do it always? And a Tester also doing well. I would argue that Shriver's or Hampson doing quite well on that left side. Shriver's also, I thought, did quite well when he came on. Certainly won a few balls in the build up for the attacks. That's it. We're out in the quarterfinal of the Conference League. I suppose we've gone further than what most people would have expected us to do, but we've gone out in a bit of a disappointing fashion. So the results in the Europa Conference League. Bayer Leverkusen beating Fiorentina by 3-0, 7-2 on aggregate. We know our score, 3-2 on the night, 11-5 on aggregate. Newcastle beating Freiburg by 1 goal, 6-0 on aggregate. Villarreal drawing 1-1 with Olympique Lyonnais, 4-1 on aggregate. So it all went with the first legs, of course, and all the damage done in those first legs. We can have a quick look at the... I think we can look at the... can we go back? Yes, let's go back a stage. And then we can have a look at the semi-final draw as it stands now. Bayer Leverkusen will play Lille, and Villarreal will play Newcastle in that final. A final, of course, in the Parc des Princes in France for the winners of those matches to come. Right, we have 10 days down to the game against Excelsior. A little bit of a break, a little bit of rest. No hangover this time, but we need to sort out this fact that we've lost 3 on the trot now and get back on track, as the only thing to focus on is our final 4 games in the Eredivisie. You come back, the only news is that Martins Indy has picked up. He's got a bit of food poisoning and will miss 2 days a game. But apart from that, we have a reasonably full squad. Elatim, of course, still doubtful with that pulled hamstring. But the team that faces Excelsior, we will have a look at in just a moment. We've played them 9 times this series, beat them 6 times, drawn 2, lost just the once. That was back in the Eredivisie before we joined, I think. Since then, since I've been here, we've not lost to them, which is good news. And recently beat them home and away. Last season, 4-1 at home, 1-0 at their place. Lobinger getting the only goal. We'll beat them 2-1 at the Mandenmakers early in the season. Elatim from the penalty spot. Peter, deep in injury time after Bolovic got them level. But we did sneak a win on that occasion. Oh, that was in the Dutch Cup. That wasn't in the Eredivisie. 4-1 in the Eredivisie. We beat them. Marley Cruz, Ross Stewart with a hat-trick. And Nujoks, the consolation goal for Excelsior. A similar result today would be very nice. And here we are for our match day 31 in the Eredivisie. Excelsior is who we play. Vassen in goal then. It's Van der Beek, Rekic and Rosier, as Martin Zindi has picked up food poisoning. Our defensive line today, Latonda and whoever are our defensive wing-backs. Vero plays between them. It's Stanovic and Peter as the wide attackers. Romney sits behind Stewart up front. It's Setford, Lemure, Leveld, Toure, Kongaloo, Drambev, Shrivers, Tester, Hansen, Boumasudi, Van Duren and Martin Kears, all on the bench. And here we are facing Excelsior. They've only won 1 of their last 5. They're playing a 4-2-3-1 today. Drawn 2, lost 2. We've lost last 3 games straight, of course. Drawn 1 and won 1. Bit of a rough patch of form. We are 3rd on 57. Excelsior 17th on 23. They're playing in black shirts, red shorts today. First highlight, 9 minutes in. It's a throw-in. Back to Van der Beek. Varro. As we look to try and get back into winning ways. Rakic. Cuts inside his man. Rosier. Peter. Peter fires it through. Stanovic is there. Goes out wide to Latonda. Latonda into the area. Chips it in. Stewart gets his head to it. His 22nd goal of the season. And on 10 minutes, we have a 1-goal lead. Haven't done that for a little while. And it's ball in. Defender didn't get there. Stewart did. 18 minutes on the clock now. Peter with this ball. Cut inside. Romney over the top. Stewart. Stewart. Oof. Goalkeeper saved it. And it's gone for a corner. Peter with the corner. This one to the back post. Rosier beaten by the defender. It's gone for a throw. 29 minutes on the clock. Vassen goes out wide to Latonda. Latonda gives the ball away. And be careful. It's only a 1-goal lead. Seymour. And they've gradually worked their way back into this game, which is what you would expect them to do, really. That's poor ball. Peter tidies up. Stewart and Peter working together. Peter cuts inside. Whoever, no, good swivel. And gets the ball through to Rosier. Romney now doing a bit of marauding himself. Goes out wide. Latonda in acres of space. Latonda cuts inside. Latonda may go on his own here, but it's a poor shot in the end. And Van Gessel manages to pick it up. FC Utrecht have taken the lead against Sparta Rotterdam, which is even more reason to us to hang on to this lead. Long ball out. And it's one. Varro gets it. Romney. Peter, be good to go into half-time with a 2-goal lead. Rosier. Rosier. He's come all the way back. Rakic will try and build again. Rakic finds Stanovic. Stanovic cuts inside. Stanovic on his own. And Stanovic puts it away. His 7th goal of the season. And on 43 minutes, it is a 2-0 lead. And as I said, 2-goal lead at half-time is what we were after. 2-goal lead is what we've got. Stanovic cutting around his man. And after that, it was a foredrawn conclusion. Whoa, good goal. No more highlights in that first half. We've kept them to just one shot, nothing on target. 0.10, 44% of the possession. We've had 6 shots, of which 5 have been on target. 0.87 and 56% of the possession. And a 2-goal lead. Ross Stewart after 10 minutes and Stanovic after 43, giving us the lead. No changes at half-time. Stanovic with a corner. It's swung in. It's headed back into the area and it's goal. Omar Rekic, his first goal of the season. And what a time to score it. 59 minutes, a 3-goal lead. And I think we may have secured this win. Like to see that again fully. Stanovic, it was deep. And I think it was defended. But Rekic got up and put it in the back of the net. 65 minutes on the clock. Latonda with a throw-in on this near side. Varro finds Romney, who's hit the post. Tried to curl it. Didn't quite curl, but it's still alive. And with 65 minutes on the clock, making 2 changes at this point in time. We have taken off whoever and replaced him with Shrivers. We've also taken off Peter and replaced him with Emil Hansen, who plays on the left. Stanovic coming over to the right. So in effect, we've changed the attack on the right side of the pitch. And in fact, I am going to make one further change. We're going to take off Rosier and bring on Lemuri. 71 o'clock. Shrivers with a throw into Varro. Shrivers into the area. Stanovic. Shrivers. Varro. Varro plays it back to Lemure. All the players that have come on. Lemure goes out wide. Latonda puts it into space for Romney. Romney puts it in the back of the net. 4-0 on 72 minutes. This is a bit more like it. Back to a little bit of a winning form. Nice ball. Just tapped by a Romney. 78 on the clock. Vassen goes out wide to Latonda. Latonda plays it back to Van der Beek. Back to Latonda. Latonda forward, looking for Hansen, who's come on, of course. Hansen going, looking for Stanovic, but it's cut out by Adama. And Bolovic has a shot from distance and scores. Exactly what we didn't want. And a clean sheet we haven't kept. Vassen beaten from distance. Must have been good 30 yards out. And this ball kept, and Bolovic hits it wildly, just sort of positioning himself, and Vassen couldn't get there. And with 81, nearly 82 minutes on the clock, making our final two changes. Martin Kers comes on for Ross Stewart up front, who's got a yellow card. We want to avoid him picking up any more. And the other change that we made is Varro is off, and a tester comes on for him. 93rd minute, and it's headed clear from the corner. 4 minutes of injury time. Stanovic, but he's put it wide. And still room for highlight. We're in the 4th minute of these 4 added on. And it's cut out by a tester, Romney. Romney is tackled and loses the ball. Surely they're not going to get another one back, are they? They might. Avengo, and he has. Oyengo scores a second, and it's 4-2. Not what we wanted. Consolation goal I don't mind giving them, but not 2 goals. And we've tired in this game and given them a lot of ground back. And there we are. 15 shots, 9 on target, 2.14, 63% of the possession. They had 7 shots, 4 on target. Bearing in mind at half time it was 1-0, 0.48 and 37% of the possession. It never really should have conceded 2 goals is the simple answer to that one. Terry Latonda picking up a player of the match, 4 key passes, 3 clear-cut chances, 2 assists, an 8.6 for him. Rekic also playing very, very well today, along with Ollie Romney and Stanovic, Ross Stewart and Patrick Varro. Van der Beek not having a bad game either, should I say. So that is how it has finished. Let's have a look and see where that leaves us in the table. Well, we come back with a bit of news. First, played a little bit before in the gap. Should have told you probably at the start. PSV beating Ajax, the holders of the Dutch Cup. PSV winning that one, which means that they actually get one of the European places by virtue of winning the Dutch Cup. So let's have a look at today's scores in the Eredivisie. And before we look at today's results, PSV playing AZ in the Friday match, and they only managed a 1-1 draw, so only picking up 8 points. So PSV down in 5th on 57 points. Today's games, Emmen beating FC 20 by 2-1, which also helps us out a little bit. I don't think 20 were really in the mix, as it was a 4-2 win, of course, against Excelsior for us. Groningen have won their 2nd game of the season. They beat Volendam 2-0. They've in this one, and prior to that, they've only beaten Vitesse as the other one, but too little too late, because they're already relegated, of course. But that won't help Volendam's cause either. Feyenoord look likely to be champions. They have secured a 5-2 win over Fortuna Sittard, as Vol beating Nijmegen by 2-0. Kerkrade beating Heerenveen by 2-0, and FC Utrecht beating Sparta Rotterdam 3-0. That's the result we didn't want. Vitesse beating Ajax 3-1. That's a cracking result. At the bottom of the table there, which has meant Vitesse is they're well clear now of that bottom echelons. So as it stands, the table looking like this. Feyenoord are top. In fact, let's go to the other view of the table, because I think it does tell us Feyenoord have secured a Champions League place, as you'll see. Europa League for PSV, which means there's one less European place here now. We could finish third. We qualify for the Europa League, but if you finish 4th to 7th, apart from PSV, so probably 4th to 8th, will be playoffs for the European places. So we don't really want to drop out of there. So that's how it is. Feyenoord top then on 75. Ajax are second on 67. They are 8 points adrift of Feyenoord, with 9 points still available. It's looking like Feyenoord have secured the title after having a little bit of a wobble. Excuse me. We are in third on 60 points, 7 points adrift of Ajax. Again, it's looking unlikely that we can catch them, but we're still in a fight against FC Utrecht and PSV to secure that European place. Albeit PSV have already secured a place, which I suppose if they finish third does still mean that it's up for grabs in this bit down the bottom here. So we'll see how that comes about. So FC Utrecht are 4th on 59, 1 point behind us. PSV now 3 points behind us in 5th place, and then there's a huge gap. We are 11 points clear of FC20. They can't catch us, so it is literally down. It's a three-horse race for that other European place, as it is. At the other end of the table, Emmen not completely safe, but they've certainly done their cause a good job today with that win against FC20, a 2-1 win. And they are on 30 points in 14th place. Then come Nijmegen, who are in 15th on 26 points. They are 4 points adrift. 5 points adrift, Volendam, and then some 7 points adrift, Excelsior. Still could catch them. Probably Fortuna Sittard are reasonably safe now, albeit their form's gone a little bit wonky right at the end. Groningen already gone. Excelsior need to pull the socks up. They're not out of it, but in for a dogfight at the bottom of the table there. Right, we are going to play Vitesse offline. They are currently 11th in the table. A home match. We need a win against them. And we're going to come back for the final 2 games of our season as we look to try and secure that European place. We'll know a little bit more when we come back. PEC Zwolle is our first game of the next episode. We'll play the Mack Park Stadion on the 9th of May. And then we finish our season some 15 days later, 2 weeks later, in the final day of the season against FC Emmen, currently in 14th place. Come back and join me for that on the next episode, if you will. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope you have had a fantastic new year, and that 2025 brings us FM25 and maybe FM26, who knows. If you've enjoyed today's episode, though, please leave me that big thumbs up, subscribe, hit the notification button. That keeps you up to date with all future episodes of Going Dutch and our other series, bottom to the top, as they are released. A new episode's Going Dutch released every Monday and Thursday, 4:15 p.m. And the best way of keeping up to date with what's happening on this channel is to follow me on X at JustOffside2. Thank you for watching. Hope to see you for the next episode. It's going to be episode 53. Till then, have yourselves a great week. Bye-bye.